You know, most people don't realize that electrical work can be one of the most hazardous types of jobs out there. According to OSHA, electrical injuries and fatalities are some of the leading causes of worker deaths in the construction industry. That's a sobering statistic, but it's also a reminder of why using top-notch tools like a reliable multimeter can literally be a lifesaver. I mean, think about it, when you're working with electricity, you're dealing with potentially deadly currents and voltages that can cause serious harm if you're not careful. That's why having a trustworthy multimeter is essential for anyone who works with electricity on a regular basis. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. This Klein Tools MM420 digital multimeter is one of the best options I've come across, and for good reason. With its auto-ranging TRMS functionality, you can accurately measure voltage, current, and resistance without having to worry about switching between different settings. That's a huge time saver, especially when you're working on complex projects that require you to take multiple measurements quickly. I've been in situations where I've had to troubleshoot an electrical issue, and having a multimeter that can keep up with my workflow has been a game changer. Another standout feature of this multimeter is its lead alert protection. I've used other tools that don't have this feature, and let me tell you, it's a real pain trying to figure out why it's not working when you're not even holding the wrong leads. This feature definitely helps prevent you from damaging your multimeter or worse, getting electrocuted. It's also worth noting that these leads are heavy-duty, so you don't have to worry about them breaking easily. I've had my fair share of cheap multimeters with flimsy leads that break after a few uses, but this one is built to last. The display on the Klein Tools MM420 is another huge plus. It's backlit, so you can work in low-light conditions without straining your eyes. I've found that this is especially useful when you're working on a project that requires you to lie on your back, like when you're repairing wires in a ceiling. The last thing you want to do is have to struggle to see what you're doing, especially when you're working with electricity. The display is also large and easy to read, making it simple to take accurate measurements quickly. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, but is this multimeter accurate? The short answer is yes. According to Klein Tools testing, this multimeter has an accuracy of 0.5% for voltage and current measurements, and 1% for resistance measurements. That's incredibly precise, and it gives you confidence when you're working on a project. I've used this multimeter to troubleshoot issues in my own home, and it's given me accurate readings every time. One of the things I love about this multimeter is its rugged construction. It's built to withstand the rigors of regular use, so you don't have to worry about it breaking easily. The case is durable and can withstand drops and bumps, and the leads are securely attached to the multimeter. I've dropped this multimeter a few times, and it still works like new. And with its convenient features, like the hold button and the max/min function, you can take precise measurements quickly and easily. The hold button is especially useful when you need to take a reading and then move to a different location. It ensures that you don't lose your measurement. In terms of who this multimeter is for, I'd say it's ideal for anyone who works with electricity on a regular basis. That could be electricians, HVAC technicians, or even DIYers who like to tackle complex projects around the house. It's also a great tool for anyone who wants to learn more about electrical work, because it's easy to use and gives you accurate readings that you can trust. I've recommended this multimeter to friends who are just starting to get into DIY electrical work, and they've all been impressed with its performance. Now, before I wrap things up, let me give you a quick rundown of the pros and cons of this multimeter. One of the biggest positives is its lead alert protection, which is a must-have feature for anyone working with electricity. I also love the backlit display, which makes it easy to work in low-light conditions. The auto-ranging TRMS functionality is also a huge plus, as it saves you time and effort when taking measurements. However, one thing to keep in mind is that this multimeter is a bit on the heavier side, so it might be uncomfortable to use for extended periods of time. Another minor drawback is that the max/min function can be a bit tricky to use, but with practice, you'll get the hang of it. It's also worth noting that this multimeter is a bit of an investment. It's not the cheapest option on the market, but I believe it's worth every penny. When you're working with electricity, you can't afford to skimp on quality. A cheap multimeter might save you money up front, but it could end up costing you more in the long run if it fails to deliver accurate readings or breaks easily. With the Klein Tools MM420, you're getting a high-quality tool that will last you for years to come. In conclusion, if you're looking for a reliable, accurate, and feature-rich multimeter, I'd definitely recommend checking out the Klein Tools MM420. It's a top-notch tool that's perfect for anyone who works with electricity on a regular basis. Whether you're a professional electrician or a DIY enthusiast, this multimeter is sure to meet your needs. Link is in the description below if you want to check it out on Amazon.